Hello, and welcome back to the Suburban Chateau and day 5 of our Rhine River adventure. And today we're going to take you to an incredible little city called Rudesheim on Rhine in Germany. And I have to say, this trip just kept getting better and better and better for me. I loved Zurich. I love Lucerne just a little more. I love seeing Rudesheim and Colmar. I love Strasbourg. And then we got to Rudesheim in Germany. And again, part of this winemaking culture. And one of the things that we saw along the Rhine, and I had no idea, was just all kinds of farming right on these mountains, full of course, the grapes for the Riesling wines, which are the big ones that are made in that area of Germany and France and all those different places that we saw. So we stopped at Rudesheim, and I will tell you, I just was smitten with this little town. It was a little bit more my speed because it was small and had just a few streets to it, but just winemaker after winemaker after winemaker, but the buildings were incredible and the stories behind the whole town. And then we had this incredible experience of, they have a special coffee in Rudesheim, and Steve and I tried that, and it was incredible. But this town just made an indelible print on my heart. From everything that was there, the beautiful florals, just everything. It was kind of like what you think in a fantasy of what Germany and some of these places would be. And I'll tell you what, just an incredible stop at Rudesheim in Germany. Well, our magical tour of this quaint little village started in the heart of Rudesheim. Rudesheim am Rhine is a German winemaking town that sits in the heart of the Rhine Gorge. We were able to take a brief train ride to the center of Rudesheim and then continued on foot with a guide through the town. The architecture of this picture postcard little town was predominantly the post and beam style. The town itself is filled with winemakers and wine shops, and you can even see the grapes growing on the side of the buildings. They are mostly known for Riesling grapes and the wines made from those. In some of the buildings, the wealth of the homeowner was displayed by the intricate carvings that you saw on the side of the building, depicting some of the history of the winemakers in reliefs along the way. Our walking tour ended at the Siegfried's Mechanical Music Cabinet, which was a museum of mechanical musical instruments like the orchestrion and the player piano. And after we took a look in the museum, it was time to try this spectacular Rudesheim coffee. We were told on the boat to not miss the Rudesheim coffee. And so our server came and put this coffee together. It was an amazing concoction. It started out with 3 sugar cubes in the bottom, and then he added some brandy and burned the alcohol off on the brandy. And he had us kind of watch the 2 cups of coffee. And then he was able to add, once the alcohol was burned off, they add the coffee and, as you can see, some whipped cream. Now, I was so impressed by this incredible coffee that one of my souvenirs that I brought home was one of the cups that they make the Rudesheim coffee in, just to remember. It was such a great experience. And then after we had our coffee and some strudel, we were going to head to the top of the mountain and see an incredible statue of Germania. Distance is Gingham across from the Rhine, and we're sitting right above Rudesheim. This region is known for their Riesling wines, and right here we are over the vineyards, going up the mountain, and you can see off in the distance there are other communities, but this is predominantly a tourism and winemaking area. Today is June the 10th. There is Steve.
He comes with the ride.
He comes with the ride. Oh, this is amazing. I'm so glad we did this. Although I'm a little scared, but
Well, you get to see a
you get to see the whole area, yeah. For $10. The gondola lift takes off in the town center of Rudesheim and carries visitors high above Rudesheim and the surrounding vineyards to the top of the mountain overlooking the Rhine. There on the mountain's peak sits an overlook and a footpath that leads to the amazing Niederwald Monument. This monument was built between 1871 and 1883 and commemorates the unification of Germany following the Franco-Prussian War. Kaiser Wilhelm I actually laid the first stone for the monument that features a 34-foot-tall statue of Germania. She holds the recovered crown in her right hand and the imperial sword in her left. The sculptor was Johannes Schilling, who supposedly used his own daughter as the model for the beautiful Germania. Beneath Germania is a large relief depicting Kaiser Wilhelm riding a horse with his armies surrounding him. The main inscription on the statue states, "In memory of the unanimous victorious uprising of the German people and the reinstitution of the German state, 1870 to 1871. And here we are, we're over Rudesheim now, coming down into, it's just such a quaint and beautiful town. It's so small, but of course their main industry is tourism and winemaking. And these are the hills where they make the Riesling wine. And we're coming down into the town of Rudesheim. And every time I think this trip couldn't get much better, we hit something like this little place that just captivating. It's been an incredible day and just captivating. Thanks so much for joining us on the Suburban Chateau and the Rhine River.